What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang? It's your boy 49er Dion here, back with another video. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it. So you guys saw the name of the show. This is roster check. We jumping in on the D-line. And I'm going to bring in a special guest here with me to go ahead and talk about the D-line. Now, this man is from the Real Talk Niner Talk crew. Hey, what's going on, Tony? Hey, you let me know, man. You hit me. I'll bring you in here too. But he is from the Real Talk Niner Talk crew. And he possibly could be one of our defensive linemen. That's why I'm bringing him in on this subject here. Bringing my man, Silverado Kev. What's happening, man?
What's happening? You know, Real Talk, Niner Talk. What's happening, man? Happy to be here.
Oh yeah. What's going on, Rolls Royce? So yeah, man. I brought him on. Like I said, Kev could be one of our defensive linemen. You know, in his younger days, we all a little too grown to be playing football now. You know what I'm saying? But that's a little different. Yeah. But either way, man, our defensive line should be a point of emphasis and strength this year. You know, with some of the improvements that we made, with some of the pickups that we made in the offseason, and some of the things that have been done. The biggest thing in the offseason that happened for the defensive line had nothing to do with anybody that we picked up. It had to do with the fact that D Ford finally restructured his contract. You got to clap it up for D Ford. You got to clap it up for D Ford.
Hey.
Strictly based on the fact that man understood, hey, man, I ain't been contributing like I was supposed to. You know what,
He was stealing.
I've been jacking the Niners for a couple times here and there. So, you know, let me go and help out. Let me release a little bit of pressure. So, yeah, man, it's definitely a beautiful thing. I was very happy that he did that. So sorry to hear what happened with Weston Richburg. But unfortunately, man, injuries sometimes just bite you in the ass and they continue to nag you throughout your career. And sometimes it does force you into retirement. It's extremely unfortunate. We wish the best to him and his family and the best to him, you know, and I hope that he did, you know, get his money right while he was here because he was able to get a good contract from us.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Right. And, the lifespan of an NFL player is only 2 to 3 years. So it's definitely very, very hard to garner a lot of money in 2 to 3 years, depending on what kind of contract you got. You know, he came in the first round, and in the first round, it goes from top 10 to the top 20 to the top 30. There's a lot of politics in there. But what you thinking about the off season for our defensive line, Kev?
Hey, man, we made a lot of good moves. You know, like we were saying pre-show, man. As far as the D-line, the interior D-line should be one of the strengths of this D-line this year. And it should be a nice little rotation, too. What I'm curious to see is I don't know a lot about is it Hurst? Is it Maurice? Is it Maurice Hurst?
Yeah, I think it's like Hurst. Let me take it right.
But I'm gonna tell you who I did like though. Old boy Kerr that came up from Carolina.
Okay.
That boy was a starter. You know what I'm saying? And his pass rush grade was pretty high for interior D lineman. So you think about it, you know, you got DJ Jones, Ken Lawson in the middle, Kerr, Hurst, Givens, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that takes the pressure off the edges. You know, both hope to come back healthy. I'm looking forward to Arden Key having a big year, man. A lot of people talk down on Arden Key, but Arden Key, I love Arden Key coming out of LSU, man. So Arden Key, Sosa on the edge too. You know, and like you said,
Ibucom.
And now say it again. What you call me?
No, Ibucom. That's his last name. Sosa. Everybody call him Sosa. You know, it sounds more smooth, but Ibucom, yeah.
That's what I called him Sosa. I don't want to mess it up. But yeah, but see what I like most about the D line now that puts Armstead back where he's best in the middle. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Armstead on the edge. You feel me? So yeah, man, this rotation should be nice. Everybody fresh, and a V4 can just be a smidgen of his limited role. Oh man.
Yeah, look, this is how the line should be looking. Our line should be Ford, Armstead, Kinlaw, and Bosa.
Right.
That should be our starting front four.
Right.
And the beauty of this is they're not going to have to do everything. And I state that because when Robert Saleh was here, he rushed forward. He didn't blitz a lot. What D'Amico Ryans, our new defensive coordinator, is saying is, oh, we coming. Everybody coming. I might send the whole defense at your ass.
Right.
You might have to throw that ball within half a second.
Right.
So I like that. I like the fact of dudes coming in and saying, hey, man, this is what we can do. This is how we're going to get it. All of those things. I love that. So let's just take a look at the line as is, as basically as the guys that are on the team. So we got Eric Armstead, D Ford, Jordan Willis. Looks like there's a guy named Deshaun Hall. We have Zach Kerr, Maurice Hurst, Kevin Gibbons, Darion Daniels. We got Javon Kinlaw, DJ Jones, Nick Bosa, Kentavious Street, Arden Key.
I forgot about Street. Okay.
Yeah, Arden Key, Alex Barrett, and this guy Corbin Kafusi. So those are all of the defensive linemen that exist. Not all of those guys are going to be on the squad. I can guarantee you that.
Maybe 9 of them. You keep 9
at a max. You'll double up on each position, and of course, there are guys that can rotate and play different positions. Even though we don't like Armstead on the outside, he can play outside. He can play inside. He gets more push and he does better work inside. We all know that. Just like I said, it's evidence from last year. Not last year. I'm sorry, 2019. That's when he was just eating like crazy. Why? Because you had them two big hogs in the middle with him and Buck, and you got 2 6'7" dudes with ridiculous wingspans. That ain't fair. That's not fair to a guard or a center.
Eating them up.
What are you gonna do with that? That's very hard to contend with.
Well, what? There's a downfall to being that tall too, especially me being a coach, and I teach my guys get up under their pads. Their pad level be so high most times. You know what I'm saying? But typically they did okay with that, especially default. You know what I'm saying? Typically they did really good with that.
Yeah. So the beauty of that is that we still got guys that can get the job done. So what do you think of Eric Armstead? I feel like as long as the line is healthy and is currently constructed with the way of D Ford, Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, and Nick Bosa, I feel like he's gonna turn back to the 2019 form and be eating again. What do you think?
As long as he's in the middle, I think he'll be fine. But yes,
my dog, yes sir.
Follow that cab. I do think we're gonna see better play out of him. Like you said, 2019 Armstead. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait, man. I'll be getting nervous when he's on the edge, man. Like he set the edge pretty well, but he's not gonna really get after the quarterback on the edge. You know what I'm saying? He works best in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And what short of 22 points is the middle. Pressure bust a pipe, and the offensive lineman you taught inside out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So, but thing about it is, like you said though, with the guys on the edge, the guys in the middle should be eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, all that.
Oh yeah. They should be sitting back there with the quarterback. They should literally know what the quarterback, how the quarterback's wife is doing, how the kids doing, how your mama doing. I always joke around. Hey, what's going on, Melissa? What's happening, 49er minded? See, I'm the type of person I always joke around. I always say, look, man, there's certain players that if they go to the bathroom, you need to be standing outside the stall,
man,
with the little towel on your wrist, asking them if they want a breath mint.
Say, hey,
you know what I mean?
If they sneeze, say God bless you. I'm saying, here's
and you need to be right there on them, and things like that. Like prime example. That's what Jason Verrett did to DeAndre Hopkins last year. You know how hard it is to lock down a player like DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
And he don't get a lot of credit.
Clank.
And I love it. He don't get a lot of credit. They don't put him in the top 5 receivers, and I have no idea why. Y'all ain't talking about that man in the top 5 receivers. The man played with a carousel of quarterbacks until Deshaun Watson got there, and year in and year out kept putting up 1,000 yards.
Still balling.
Kept balling. I remember a highlight reel from him where he literally put his hand under one of his legs and caught the ball falling away
down the left sideline. Yeah, I remember that.
You think
Yeah.
people make a big deal about Odell Beckham's catch. Now I get it. It was the way him twerking his body and doing that. Yeah, but that broke that catch.
I don't know.
Do you understand how hard that is to be able to still hold the ball, fall, not rip your arm out of socket, like
and you're falling at the same time now. You know what I'm saying? So, but I tell you what though, if you pay him to do it again, he probably couldn't do it. But
those are like those once in a lifetime type of plays, and you, as a person, you freak out at yourself when you see that you've done things. You know what I mean? Like you just look to yourself, you're like, whoa, I did that. Damn, I don't look too bad, you know. But
right.
As far as Javon Kinlaw, I'm gonna jump right to him strictly because I see him, and I'm saying this, and I feel this in my soul. That boy is going to
monster. Yes.
You have the pressure coming off of the edge, and he had the off season.
This time,
he had the off season, so Kasarik can yell in his ear some more.
Hey, speaking of Kasarik, shout out Kasarik, man. Hey,
look, if we didn't have him, all he would do would be half the defensive line that we work, because Kasarik does a really good job.
Salivating. Yeah, I know he's salivating, boy.
Ooh. Training camp gonna be nasty. I'm telling you, hey, look, and Kev, I'm going to the first two preseason games. So I'm going to the Charger game, and I'm going to that KC game at home. So that first one open up, I'm gonna be there. If you going, just hit me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I thought about it, man, but I'm like, do I really want to travel to go to a preseason game? You know what I'm saying?
You know, for me, it's big travel
though. Yeah, but I live in San Diego, so you know, I'm like, do I really want to travel?
You got a little mission to get there. Yeah. The Charger game, you could probably make that. That's only a 2-hour drive.
Oh, in LA. Okay.
Yeah, because that's gonna be in Inglewood. Yeah, that's SoFi Stadium. Right. Hey, look, that stadium, man. That stadium beautiful. Stadium beautiful. I did that. But Kinlaw, the reason I say he gonna eat like that is just because of the pressure that's coming off the edge. And if you rotating in fresh dudes, see what we're trying to honestly do, people out there watching, is we're trying to recreate what Steve Spagnuolo had when he had the Giants. And that's the reason Spagnuolo helped them win those Super Bowls, because he kept rotating in starters. You got to think about it. The Giants defensive line, that was who? Justin Tuck, O.C. Eudora, Strahan. And then the backups, the starters anywhere else.
Man, one more guy that was pretty dope.
Yeah, there was another guy. I can't remember, but he was rotating in dudes so freshly and continuously that's why that, like, the number one thing with Tom Brady is you got to rattle him. You got to have him. Right. He need to be looking over his shoulder every second, even if nothing's there. You know why? Strictly based on the fact that that's the way you get him.
Right.
He can make an errant throw. He makes a mistake, and that's just how it works. But I think Kinlaw's going to eat just because of that pressure.
Just harass him. Like I told my guys when I was coaching, you don't got to get the sack to make an impact. Just harassing. You know, pressuring. You know, making the ball go faster sooner than he want to. Just pressuring. Stay in his face. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And you know what? And Kinlaw balled last year. People say, he's a bust. Nah, he's not, man. You know, no off season. You know, he ain't really have time to really just sharpen his tool. But now, and that boy's strong. Not strong. That boy's strong.
Oh, yeah, he's strong. He's strong.
So, you know, hey, these boys have had timeshares in the backfield.
And Kinlaw, his thing is, Kinlaw's so big.
Right.
That's a large human being. I done seen some football players. And I met I say this all the time, and I've said this before. I met Calais Campbell. It's a large individual.
Oh, yeah.
Now, mind you, I am all of 5'6". That's as good as it's getting. Calais Campbell
I'm only 5'9", so yeah.
Yeah, that man in the air.
Yeah.
In the air. Like I literally, he walked up, I walked past, I looked, I said, oh shit. That. And I had to look up while I'm talking to him, like I felt bad. It was like Kevin Hart when he said he's standing next to. I don't like standing next to Shaq. Why? Because he might have his balls on the back of my head.
Right.
Like I don't want to see. I don't. I had to keep a distance. He had to be in front of me because I couldn't. It was just. He was. I mean, he the gentle giant, one of the nicest guys you ever.
Right.
Super cool dude. But like that's what I'm saying. Like the size of these dudes. And Kinlaw is that big with a 6-pack going on an 8-pack. It don't make no damn sense.
This Diesel, yeah.
Like he cocked Diesel out there. So I see it just based off of the edges, and I know that everybody is in place and they're doing their thing. And when I see everything is presently constructed, we should be good. I just hope there's no setbacks with Bosa. And I hope that D Ford. I hope that they come in all together, because the number one thing I don't want to hear is, oh, we're hopeful about their progress. I hate hearing that.
That's them safe words. Look,
I don't want to hear how hopeful you are of what Jalen Hurts going to do. Is the man healthy? Can he catch a flight?
Or not? Right.
Can he catch a flight? If he can catch a flight, he can play football. You know why? Because he couldn't go to the Super Bowl because it would aggravate his back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, hell, I'm sitting here right now trying to chill out because I aggravated my back when I was in the gym yesterday.
And them backs is tricky, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man. But see, I've been dealing with this for years, so I kind of understand it and know how to work with it and combat it. But I'm telling you right now, Kinlaw will eat based off of them. Now, the guy that I'm curious to see, honestly, thank you, Melissa. Let me put that up there for you to see, Kev. You ain't seen the comment. Melissa, she's so sweet. She always so
Hey,
nice.
What's going on, Melissa? Hey,
we appreciate you.
She know I love her, man. She always showing love. Hey, girl.
Always, man. And she in the house with a bunch of Packer fans and everything else, man. And
enemy territory.
It's always dope. It's always dope with Melissa, because Melissa, she ain't backing down from nobody. She ain't playing with you. She ain't playing with you.
She got the memory of a damn elephant. I mean, she been on down and distances.
Yeah, she been. Hey, look, I've seen
her on the field.
Yeah, I be saying like, I don't even remember that. Like, but
the time when the clock went and happened, like like
right, yeah, she got it down pat.
Shout out to you, Melissa.
I want to see what D Ford has to offer, and the reason I state that is because when he was on the field, yes, he made an impact, but he hasn't been on the field very often. Now we knew from D Ford being drafted, the inception of his draft, that he was an oft-injured player. Right. And I even when we traded for him, I said I find it, a little odd that he magically was able to stay healthy for most of the damn season, in his contract year.
Right.
To go get the bread. Because I'm one of those dudes. I look at if I was a GM, I'm looking at money as you got to give me at least 2 years of consistency before I think about opening my pockets. Don't think you're going to get a big break off of 1 year, because you could have been a one-hit wonder. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You could be a Milli Vanilli. You could be an ace of base.
Vanilla Ice. You know what I'm saying?
You could be these dudes. I don't know if that's consistency. And I actually got that from Deion Sanders, because he was always saying, like, these cats get paid too quickly. And I've always felt that. Like, I don't want to do that, and then y'all just sitting here continuously just ripping my pockets apart. And after 1 year, that's stupid. So for me, I want D Ford to come out and show us what he got. What do you think?
And I mean, I'm most definitely I had the article when I was still writing, and I had a couple stats in there. The pressure rate with both him and Bosa on the field, I mean, stupid. And then once it was just Bosa, it plummeted. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and we've shown we did okay last year. Still pretty top defense without no credible edge rushers. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine reforming Voltron. Come on, man. Let's go ahead and let's
look, man. Hey, look, DMX said it best. Out for the head, roll out. Let's make it hot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Now, I got a question for you. I'm not sure if you know or not. So, so I'm gonna call him Sosa, or Ibukam, right?
yeah. You got it. It don't matter. Sosa's good.
Ibukam. Now I know he normally plays outside linebacker, but is he
Mm-hmm.
gonna play with his hand in the ground, or is he gonna actually play linebacker?
He's going to be a little bit of both, but I think they want him
Okay.
more of hands in the ground, strictly based on the
Yeah.
fact that they want him to spell D Ford as much as possible. D Ford
Mm-hmm.
ain't playing no more than 50 to 60% of the snaps.
Hey, and
They
that boy
want
get
to
out as
rotate
a
him.
passer too, though.
Yeah, they want to rotate him in and out because they want him to be safe. They want to
Right.
be able to stretch, his career as long as they possibly can.
Yeah,
So
keep
I
him
know
trailing the
that.
ties.
Yeah, I think it's just period point blank for them. They're saying if he comes in, he's healthy, he's ready to go, he's cleared, no setbacks, no problems. If we keep rotating him, we shouldn't have an issue with him being injured.
Right. So with
Now,
everybody.
now K1 came back to us because he had offers from a bunch of other teams. The issue is from my boy, I believe it was Javi, for the Go podcast. He had told me he playing one of his knees bone on bone, but the 49ers know how to manage it, and he couldn't pass physicals for other squads.
Okay.
So he came back because, we know what to do. We know how to work with him, which to me, I get it. I understand it, but that's a little, I feel bad for the dude because that's a lot to do, playing on that. But at the end of the day, if he knows how to be, if it's managed and he knows what he's doing, then that's cool. But I think the D Ford still, with rotation, he should be able to provide us the spark that we need. And
Oh yeah.
Ibucom over there squatting like 1,000 pounds or something. I hadn't seen him doing. I'm like, okay, look, y'all need to be at a max.
Another monster.
I always say at a max, y'all need to be squatting about 400. You know why? Because
Right.
that's as big of a person as you're gonna get. If you're
Right.
squatting 1,000, then let me tell you something. Then that means there's no offensive lineman in the league that should be able to stop
You can't move. Right. You can't.
There's
You
only
move everybody.
exactly because I think Larry Allen was bench pressing about 600.
Hey, dude, just
He was a monster, and I was
Moving
afraid.
people.
And I kid you not, I was afraid because I saw him bench pressing that 6, and it wasn't hard. That's the thing. When you get to that kind of weight like that, it's a struggle. You got to get that bar up. You got to get it off.
When that bar being, yeah.
And I'm talking, and he ain't, and see me because I'm good with my range of motion. I go straight up. I come down till I go to an L. I don't bounce off my chest like that. That's just not my thing. Some people do, some people don't. He was bouncing off his chest. Wow. I'm like, yo, that's insane.
My chest hurt.
To have that kind of pressure on your chest, and he just out there doing it like it was a cakewalk. But I think honestly that things will work out, for us. Melissa got a couple of comments in here. She said that Melissa says, I'm curious to see if Street gets more time with Jones only signed for a year and with all his bang-ups. As far as I believe she talked about DJ. I honestly don't know if Street makes the squad. I'm a little worried about him. The reason being is because he's been here for a couple of years. He hasn't really produced much of anything. He's been injured for the first couple of years. Last year he played, he did all right, but there was nothing that stuck out like, crazy. So we can jump the Street. I'm not sure he makes the squad. We got a lot of young talent running around there, and I, like you said, Arden Key, that dude might do something.
See, correct me if I'm wrong. We saw Street more on the edge more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? And so I mean, I know he's like a tweener. You know what I'm saying? But but yeah, with you, Melissa, I don't know if Contavious really he made the team or not because he might be the odd man out. Production, health, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So but we'll see though. I mean, we'll definitely see. I mean, so it's enough bodies to go around. So I mean, edge though, I don't know if he's gonna beat nobody out for the edge.
Nah. Yeah. If your name ain't Ford or Bosa,
right?
Don't even think about it.
Right.
Ford Bosa or Sosa. Don't think about it. Right. Imagine they ain't giving you up. Talk about your man Arden Key. Fill me in because I know who he is. The name rings a bell, but I'm not very familiar. You were talking to me a little bit earlier. About him.
Arden Key, man. When he came out of LSU, dude was a monster, bro. Like he had an issue where I believe he took a year away from football for personal reasons, and so the question was, what's his heart in the game, and like discipline issues, So apparently he got to the Raiders, and he his last year I think was his best year. And apparently he had some issues. Don't quote me, but I don't know if he was, hitting the blunt. I'm not sure, but it was some disciplinary issues he had. But
he's a Raider. Is always a possibility.
I put together some tape on him, and a week. Right, shots fired, bop, bop, bop. But yeah, you're right. Hey, it's the real. But no, if he can give us what he gave the Raiders last year, I mean, the boy gets in the backfield. Yeah. Remember that season? I think Defoe first season where he had all them near misses.
Yeah, he was basically as close as I am to you in this video every time. Right. Yes, sir.
Right. So Arden Key was like that for the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So and the boy, he got crazy bend. His first step is nasty. He good with his hands. But he played for the Raiders. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he played for the Raiders. And then they drafted the boy Farrell. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was Crosby too. I probably ended up beating him out.
Crosby beat him out. Mm-hmm.
So we'll take him. Anything to keep the bodies fresh.
Yeah. So I like that. I mean, when you look at the names that I named off, I can tell you right now: Armstead, yes; Ford, yes; Bosa, yes; Kinlaw, yes. So that leaves Kevin Gibbons, Jordan Willis, Deshaun Hall, Darion Daniels, Maurice Hurst, Zach Kerr, DJ Jones, Contavious Street. Yeah, I believe Kerr will make it. Now, Kerr, I've seen a little bit of him. I've heard a little bit about him. I think this kid makes the squad. The reason that, to Melissa's point, she said she was a Gibbons girl, but then, I think he had a reported domestic violence on his hands.
I think it got dropped or something like that.
I think it got dropped.
I think he eyed now. But I mean, the league not gonna smack him, no.
Oh yeah. So, they can always do that because it's basically, for them, I believe it's something in their contracts basically saying, hey, like if you make us look bad, we can get you. Right. And anyway, on a side note, shout out to NCAA players. The NCAA has finally basically approved, them to be able to go out and get their bread in any way that they see fit.
Get their money.
They make a ton of money off these kids, a ton of money. And it's really unfair the way they treat them, and they make it seem like they're just,
deal with it.
Just deal with it. My dad bought me a car. Was it your father? Was it this? Was it that?
Man, it's always
what I mean?
Yeah, it's always
and the sad part is I know it was years back, but the kid destroyed the punter / kicker. Right. If you don't know who he is, if you ain't seen him like him, if this would have happened now, it would have saved his college career. Because basically he had made a penny off YouTube. And the NCAA came in, on trip mode. I would have looked at them and been like, y'all really what y'all want me to do? So any money I make, y'all want me to donate to charity or give it back? I don't get paid here. I'm here struggling. I can't, if I don't have to work a 9 to 5, why should I? Why can't I chronicle what I do? Why can't I make myself, do what I feel? And the sad part about it is the kid's actually a really decent kicker. If you've never seen this dude's videos, he kicked from anywhere on the field. He kicked into the wind. He kicks with the wind. He does trick shots. I think he was working out with Marquette King. House Athlete had a combine, and young kid was there. He kicked. He showed his skills and everything. To me, it's like there's so many teams a lot of times that need a kicker, and I'm like, if all you have to do is just click one button, and this dude was gonna pop up like insane all over, YouTube doing things. Yeah, he does different things. He, goes out. He watches a lot of people do one-on-one stuff like that, but he's definitely ridiculously crazy, and his kick game is serious. Like,
so is he like a punter or like a field goal kicker?
He's literally a punter and a kicker.
Oh, okay.
He can do both. Okay. Now, mind you, we got Mitch Wish, so I don't need no punter. Right. I'm sorry. That young man can kick the ball high as hell in the air, and at the same time, he will lay your ass out. Them Australians play rugby. That's basically football without pads, and they playing against some very large individuals. It's different. You know that, man, they out there playing against and I think you got like the Australian cats and they big. Then you got some of the Samoan population that be over there, so they big. They big. That's just how they
Hey,
bred.
I've been to Samoa and Pago. Boy, them some big boys. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
man. Shit, the women out there big too. And I ain't saying that in a negative way. I'm not saying nothing against them. These women are still solid. They tall. They go with like Jesus Christ.
Now,
how tall are you?
In my Navy days, I was a whole lot slimmer. I was a little dude.
So
y'all some big individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
hey,
look, we went to the club one night. I said, check this out. We getting here. Don't start no thing because you on your own.
I ain't helping nobody. No. I went to high school with with a lot of cats, and we lived in the area. So basically, I grew up in the jungles. That's where my high school days was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if anybody out there watching, if you've seen Training Day,
LA? Okay, yeah, all right.
In LA in the jungle, that's where I was at, and they literally occupied like 5 or 6 buildings of this one apartment complex, and like all of their families lived up in it, like everywhere, man. Cool, they're the coolest people in the world, man. Nicest people in the world, and I tell you, the food is fire. Or you go over there and get your eat on, man.
I've never had any. I'm saying, I can imagine.
Let me tell you this, brother. If you're missing out, it's good food, good eating, and they're like the coolest people. And that me, I always got in with everybody. Everybody kind of looked at me like a little brother, you know what I'm saying? Because I was small and they was all big as hell, so they just looking around. If too many of them crowded around me, I just disappear. But that was just how it was. You right there, man. Oh, okay, cool. One of my boys named Carlos Flores. He was a quarterback for Palisades, and he played football. But Carlos was built like a goddamn offensive lineman and/or defensive lineman, playing quarterback. So I watch people try to tackle him, and he be. You know how Big Ben plays? Like in his earlier years, where you could be tackling him and he'd still make a spot on pass. Same way Carlos did, nothing different. But honestly, Zach Kerr, I think, will make the squad. DJ Jones, I believe, makes the squad strictly based on the fact of his run blocking, his run D, because that's what we use him for. We use him as that hog in the middle to go ahead and make it happen.
Now, he does take up a lot of space, but I want to give some credit to him. Remember that Seattle game? We ended up losing that game, I believe, but he destroyed the center.
Oh, yeah. He ate that up.
He put that boy on his pockets and was like, "What's up, Russ?" You know what I'm saying? And so, if he can play like that, oh, yeah, come on. Because DJ, he has plenty of talent, plenty of potential. He's just been hurt sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So, so this might be his time to go ahead and shine, especially going back to what you're talking about, the edges being dominant. So come on, DJ.
Yeah,
I wrote about him too. You know what I'm saying, so DJ.
If we playing a team that's run heavy, and you got that big hog in the middle, you ain't going nowhere. You're not. There are certain players that you can see that you like, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't about to do nothing.
They give us space.
And it's. The thing is it's a beautiful way that he does it. It's he does it, and he does it with raw talent and power. And see if we can get Kinlaw on that same page. Woo-wee.
See, what I like about Kinlaw, he can play 1 tech or 3 tech. You know what I'm saying? So and he plays 0 if you need him to right over the center. So and you can kind of slide them guys. You know what I'm saying? So. Hey, like you said, Kinlaw, looking for a big season from your big boy?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for Kinlaw to give me at least like a good 8 to 10 on them sacks. I'm going to need you to be over there just kill that for a quarterback. I need you to run up the middle and run free. I want the quarterback. I need Kyler Murray doing his signature sit down because he don't want to get killed. Because that's what he do. If you notice whenever he's in trouble and he know he ain't got no way out, He just sit down. He said, "I ain't stupid. I ain't taking that damn hit."
Right. Yeah.
And I don't knock him for it.
Right.
I don't knock him for it. People out there, if you play football, people you know who they used to knock a lot? CJ2K. They used to say he was a chump and this and that because he was run out of bounds. You know what he did? He prolonged his career.
Yeah, preserving himself.
The less hits you take, the less your body hurts. Calvin Johnson literally said he has a ritual just to get out the bed after he finished his football career.
Yeah.
Because his body was in pain.
He was getting beat up on every down, every game.
If I'm not going for a touchdown, why am I going to do that? If I had a first down and I see you coming at me at about a good 18 to 22 miles an hour, I'm going to run out of bounds. Go ahead, hit me, because when they throw the flag, I'm just going to get up and laugh. Ain't going to bother me none. I ain't got no problem. What's the point in that? Now, if I see I always say if there's daylight and you could have made a move, yeah, you should have made a move. But if there is no daylight and you are going nowhere,
no need to kill yourself.
For what?
No need to kill yourself.
I get some people like contact, but not everybody is named Adrian Peterson.
Right.
That's
right.
a man.
Exactly.
That's a man where there could be at least 3 people downfield, and I feel like he had a high probability of still scoring a touchdown because he could have carried all 3 and/or just ran over everybody. I think I watched somebody. I think it was from the Detroit Lions. This dude literally, he got low, and he
still ran him over.
AP like to hit people, like. As a football player, you know this. There's linebackers that are great linebackers that will tell I don't want to tackle him. I know. Nobody wants to tackle Derrick Henry. You get posterized like poor Josh Norman. No. And that was like a half stiffy too. You just get sat down. Po child. You're gonna forever be known as a man that flew through the air because he just beat you to death with his one arm. But I mean, I honestly feel like it's going to be that DJ Jones will make it. Now, they say they like a lot of Darion Daniels, and I think he was
familiar with him.
He was a UDFA, if I'm not mistaken. He was an undrafted free agent that we had signed, and they say they like a lot of him and what he brings to the table. I'm not very familiar with him. But the thing about Darion Daniels is I see him as a guy on the outside looking in. Same with the guys on the outside looking in right now, just looking at the list from seeing these dudes right now. Deshaun Hall, Darion Daniels, Corbin Kafusi, and I would say probably maybe Jordan Willis. Those would be the guys. Those would be the guys that I say are on the outside looking in. Because we already have the starters. And then if you look behind these dudes, you got Sosa there, you've got Zach Kerr, you got Arden Key, and, Maurice Hurst, you got DJ Jones. And the thing is they're going with guys that have NFL talent. A lot of the times when you have an abundance of players at one position, it's just to rotate the people in for the bodies. It's like, look, man, let me get you some rest. You go ahead and chill out. And yeah, they're gonna do that every now and then. It's gonna happen continuously. You're gonna see it. They'll go ahead and get everything rolling. Everybody gonna be straight. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a cool situation. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a confusion for a lot of these dudes to make the squad. We know what everybody brings to the table. But those few guys, I don't know much about, and I just see them as the outside looking in. And yeah, Melissa's right. Yeah, Jordan Willis hurt himself with that 6-game suspension. I believe it was PED. So that kind of kicks you in the butt there. It's like you there,
and he wasn't even starting.
He wasn't even starting.
So you cheating to come off the bench,
and right. And the sad part about it is, Jordan Willis, I kid you not, when we first got him, I said to myself, what's going on? Why did we go get this kid? College stats speak very, very loud. His college stats speak volumes.
Right.
But he just got into the league, and it's one of those people that just never worked out.
Right,
Some people are like that. They had in moments where they go from college, and you're like, "Whoa, this dude's a serious college star," and then they get into the league, and you're like, I don't know where you are. Prime example: USC quarterbacks, they suck. And it's not just because I'm a UCLA fan, but SC quarterbacks are trash in the league. Not one of them has won a Super Bowl ever.
Lack of a better term, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And see, I look at that
thing. We can go down the list.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because the last great USC quarterback was Carson Palmer. Now, Mark Sanchez can say that he's done something that a lot of other USC quarterbacks haven't done, and that's been to the AFC Championship game twice. People forget that. Right. People forget that Sanchez went to the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row. Now, mind you, he was riding the back of an amazing defense. He still was the quarterback. It's just like when when everybody says, okay, we don't like Jimmy, we don't like this, we don't like that. Like I was talking about that the other day on the show.
Right.
The number one thing I can say about Jimmy is, as much as we don't like him, he did have to throw the touchdowns that he did throw, and he did help us win some of them games. I know somebody joked yesterday about Emmanuel Sanders throwing a better pass than Jimmy did when he threw that pass. Look, that was all fun and games, guys, but Emmanuel Sanders ain't got no prettier ball than Jimmy G. Come on, he ain't no damn quarterback.
Right.
That was a lucky throw because he was about to get blasted.
And he jumped to throw that.
He had to throw that quick because he's about to get his head taken off.
But it was on the money, though. It was on the money. You got to give it to him.
Melissa says, "Trust me, in my area, New Jersey will never forget senior butt fumble."
I wasn't gonna say nothing about that. But
I get it. It happened. Everybody has a laughable play in their career. It's just if it's caught or not. That's just 100% honest, man. Look, remember what happened to Jason Verrett a couple years ago? We brought him in the Pittsburgh game, and he got beat deep, and then they sat his ass right back on the bench. He got in it. He literally. Huh? Wait, what was that? He ain't been in a while.
Look, I was at that game. Now, I'm going to tell you, he came off the bench. Like, he wasn't supposed to play that game. Who was that who got hurt? Was it
Kello.
Yeah. So he wasn't supposed to play. He wasn't even ready. I mean, but I know if you got your helmet on, you need to be ready. But he hadn't played in 6 years, man.
Yeah, he been there.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look at him now, though. That boy locked. That boy locked.
If he gives us another healthy year, pay the man. Go and break him off. That's that 2 years of consistency that I'm looking for. It shows me you can stay healthy. Pay the man, put a couple of little incentives in his contract. Parag know how to work all that shit out. Parag, that man's a wizard.
Wizard.
I've said this. People look at me. People always say I'm crazy for this. I don't know what Parag's nationality is, but from looking at him, it looks like he would be from India.
Right.
They penny pinchers. They always look to save a buck. There ain't nothing against them. It's just
ain't nothing wrong with it.
I tell people all the time, black people eat chicken. Yes, the fuck we do. We eat chicken. We eat fried chicken. We make our own. Sometimes we like to go and buy it. That's not a racist comment. They like to save money.
It's a fact.
They do. It's a flat out fact. There's no defeating that. So it's best to hire somebody that likes to save you money rather than hire somebody that wants to spend all of your money.
And good at it.
And good at it. He reworks some kind. I don't know what he be doing, but he be in there, man. He be like, all right, look, we're going to put this here, that there. Let's go ahead and add a year here. Give him incentives on that. I don't want to pay him too much. All right, cool. There we go. Boom. He sent that over to the agent. The agent's like,
everything. Yeah, I'm saying, like, here you go.
They like, all right, cool. Like with Fred gonna get done real easy in the offseason. There ain't nothing.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
Fred getting paid. Yeah.
Hey,
if anything,
something I want to talk about, as far as the D line, man. Before I forgot, The one thing I cannot stand about this D line, and I'm sure what I say is gonna piss you off. When we go
Okay.
with 2-3, when we go with 2-3 techs, especially on passing downs. And for those of you who out there who not sure what a 3 tech is, a 3 tech is when the defensive lineman line up outside shoulder of the guard. So in the B gap, so both them A gaps is wide open.
Wide
And
open.
what quarterbacks end up doing? Like Russell Wilson,
That's that wide
wait,
nine.
and taking off.
B
I
line
can't
right in
stand
the middle.
I can't stand
I
that two
don't
three
like.
tech look. I
Hey,
mean,
I agree.
if you're gonna stunt one to the weak strong side A gap, okay, but you can't have them stunt both to the B gap and leave both A gaps wide open like that, especially in
Yeah.
man to man. The middle wide open.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. No, I
So
agree.
if
Because
we
my
can
thing
cut that
is
out,
when I saw the wide nine, I looked and there was I can't remember who it was. There was some dude that broke it down in perfect fashion. So for me, the wide nine, I like it and I don't because there are very big holes and those gaps are wide open when you
a
have
lot
that
bigger,
lined
right?
up like that, man.
Yeah.
Ain't it? No. You make a really good point. So I can say, honesty, yeah, you can use that at times, but you want to use that wide nine more against a passing offense. A
Right.
passing offense and a non-running quarterback.
Exactly.
You got a Tom Brady, you got a Peyton Manning, you got Andy Dalton, or what's the kid in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
You have basic statuesque quarterbacks in the pocket, then you can run that type of system and not be afraid because quarterback ain't gonna get that damn far. Tom Brady ran maybe 2, 3, 4 times in his whole career. He doesn't do much, He was happy. He celebrated when he got that little one run in, but that didn't do much of anything. It ain't like he ran off like Michael Vick or something.
Right.
Those are like
he's gonna tear off those 20, 30-yard runs
Oh
now.
no. If he does it, he just got lucky. Because I can tell you right now, I don't know how the hell Daniel Jones got up to almost 20. Right? I don't know how Daniel Jones got up to almost 22 miles an hour being tracked and fell flat on his damn face.
Hey, that was.
The
boy got too happy. Oh damn. Boy got too happy.
But that's a classic case of you not knowing your body.
You
got to know your body. I used to run track, and the one thing that our coaches used to tell us all the time was understand your body and be in tune with it, because you don't want to wind up making a situation and where you fall or you trip because you're not in tune with how you're supposed to be moving. See, everybody had different names, but our coach used to tell us cheek, butt. That's where your hand should be.
Hit the cheek,
Hit the cheek to butt. That's as far as your hand should go. You should not be all the way back here and all the way up here. All that, no, that's too much. And a lot of people with form. If your form was shit, you was gonna suck. Didn't matter if you had the speed. Somebody with better form would beat you because they know what they're doing. So he wasn't in tune with his body. He didn't know he could move that fast, and it probably shocked him. Like, crap, I'm moving. Damn, why am I shit?
Hey, he took off. He took off.
He was gone.
Yeah,
and I didn't think he could move like that because that's the upper echelon of runners.
Clearly
in the league. Those numbers, like the 21, 22, that's your DBs, your wide receivers. Like those are the dudes that are moving. So, of course, once again, I will always state for the record, Raheem Mostert is the fastest runner in the league, fully padded at 23.09 miles per hour. Tyreek Hill has not topped that. So I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this cheetah crap. Okay, and Hill is a classic case of that. If his form was right, he'd be faster.
Right.
But his form is trash. But he has God-given speed that you just ain't gonna find elsewhere.
But see, most of ran track though.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's why he run the way he runs.
Right.
You look at Tyreek, he didn't do it. He raced with T.O. I remember he raced with T.O. on his YouTube channel. And he gave T.O. a head start, and then him and T.O. went straight up, and T.O. almost had him. Why? Because T.O. has good form.
Right. Okay. Right.
And then he's like, damn, man, this dude's like almost 40. It's like, yeah, but he still can move, and at the same time, T.O.'s he's tall, he's long, so that's just normal for him. But the guys that are going to be on this squad are going to wreak havoc, and we should have some good reserves, and the rotation should continue. And I hope that everybody stays healthy, because if we're healthy this year and we're blitzing the way that he's talking about, the way that Mr. Ryans is saying, oh, we're gonna have fun. And I like blitzes. I like when people come to pressure with those random dudes out of nowhere.
If you have to blitz to get pressure, you're already losing. So hopefully we don't get blitz happy as long as they're getting home. But see, with that front seven, we shouldn't have to blitz too much. But as long as they're timely, effective blitzes, hey, I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, I mean, like I don't say blitz on every down, but a couple times a game, yeah. You got a lot of fire under your opponent's ass to say, don't think you get to sit back there for 5-6 seconds and make this damn throw.
Right.
Just know you better that 2 seconds, whatever the league minimum is, better get it out in that time, because if not,
right,
it's gonna be a very large individual on your ass.
I told you, bring it back, old Sac Francisco. I don't know if you remember that or not. You know what I'm saying? I bought me a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
That was when we had Brian. I remember, who was it? So we had Brian Young. We had Dana Stubblefield. Funny story about Stubblefield.
Them was monsters in the movie.
Funny story about Stubblefield. So I grew up in LA. First little apartment that me and my mom lived on was in Jefferson 2nd Ave. There was this little apartment, and right next to the apartment, there was the rest of it was houses.
Right.
That house right there was Dana Stubblefield's house where he grew up.
Okay.
And my dad was best friends with his older brother. And I had no clue until I got older. Right. No clue at all. And I'm sitting here like, man, I was this close to a 49 legend, and
right. Ain't nobody say nothing.
Nobody say. But right. Pops, he wasn't a football guy. He's a basketball dude. He's like a diehard Laker fan, you know. And I like football just because I like the contact, you know.
Right.
And I saw Jerry Rice catch a touchdown pass from Joe Montana, and I was sold. So there was no hope for me after that. Changing this emblem was a no-go. You know, because when I did that, I remember I had a dude. It was a Raider fan, and he said, and he was an essay, and he said, Holmes, like your fanhood, like that's your life, that's everything. So like you don't ever give up on your team. You could be 0-16, doesn't matter. It's still your team. Faithful. Every year you stay with them. Doesn't like whether you win a Super Bowl or not. Like take your fanhood seriously and never fold.
Ride or die.
Ride or die. And I kid you not, the only team that I ever did that to partially was the Dodgers. Because they kept letting me down. They would play, they get to the playoffs and then just get broke off.
I feel you.
In 95, I started watching the Braves. And that was when they won that World Series. Yeah, man. Yeah, David Justice.
Yeah, okay.
And then we had that run where we had Greg Moulds and Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine and John Smoltz. It was like we could have pitched as the fourth and fifth guys, and they still would we still would came out on top. Like that was just a dominant run of pitching. But that's how I always felt about the Niners from day one. But I think, and yes, Steve's made a good point. And I was actually about to say that. Just as I looked at that, it says the DBs need to keep the QB honest for the blitzers to work. That's what Ryan was saying in his interview is, we're going to be coming at them. We're going to go get them. But when we go get them, those guys on the back end are going to have to make sure they do their job right.
Right.
Because if I send K1, then that means that Tart and Ward are going to have to make sure that slot guy is covered. You know.
Exactly.
If I decide to –
blown coverages.
Exactly. Yeah. If I decide to send Dre, I need – whoever Dre, man, you got to be picked up. If I decide to send Fred, that's what it is. And see, with Fred, you could do that because Fred can intercept. Oh, he has good hands. You know what I'm saying? He got better hands than Jimmy Ward. You know. Now, I mean, who was that? Mike from Nothing But Niners was doing the show, and he was flipping positions, basically somebody going from defense to offense. Now he put Jimmy Ward at receiver. Now that was a mistake because Jimmy Ward ain't got no hands. No, not a receiver.
He done drop more interceptions than he has. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Man, it did. I tell you, he got butter on his hands, getting butterfingers.
I'm just saying, brother.
Our starting defensive line, everybody out there watching, Nick Bosa on the edge, D Ford on the edge, and the clogged up middle will be maintained by Eric Armstead and Javon Kinlaw. As long as those dudes play at least 60 to 70% of the snaps and we rotate those people in and out and we give them the proper rest, I'm going to tell you right now, the league is going to be on notice, and so will the NFC West. I do not fear the Rams. I do not think that Brokeback Stafford is about to make any changes to nobody. Yes, is he a better quarterback than Jared Goff? Hell yes, he's a better quarterback than Jared Goff. He's a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. But the issue is that he doesn't have – he's not going to be able to make it with L.A. because he don't have his dude. He ain't got Marvin Jones. He ain't got his other boy there. You go on to Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. You know what I mean?
Hey, and then they ain't no slouches though.
They ain't no slouches.
But you're right.
But you're right. You're switching from different dudes. You got to learn. You got to gel. You got to mess with these cats. And then the other thing is, Shanahan owns McVay.
Right.
Consistently, he's owned them every single year. Yeah. Hey, son, how you doing? Daddy gonna whoop your ass again. You know, it's that's take me to another DMX quote. I gotta leave you in the desert, and I hope you can make it. I gotta put you on your ass to see what it does to you. When you stand up, you see that I'm just showing love to you.
Right.
That's it.
Bars.
Yeah. That man, it hurt. Broke my heart. That's my favorite rapper. Broke my heart when he passed.
DMX.
He is that man. People slept on his lyrics. And that was the hard part. You slept on his lyrics.
Even his spoken word was just like,
oh yeah. His prayers were amazing. Prayers were just flat out amazing, man. You know, and Jay-Z said it on the Shop with LeBron. He said, "This is a dude that can go out and have a whole crowd rocking, and 5 minutes later have thugs in the crowd crying and bawling their eyes out." Right. He was like, when I saw that, he was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And he's like, I had to walk out with it's a hard night life for us, and it's like, right, you don't want to go on after a dude like that. Because Party Up, everybody loved that. Everybody loved that song. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Right. Everybody loved that song. And you know what? That song was talking about robbery. He was talking about robbing people. It's hard to digest with the size of the hole in your chest. Y'all just saying y'all not paying no attention. This man is talking about robbing some food in a serious way. Like
X was different, bro.
He was very different, man. He had a song called Fame on, and then there was X, and just the beginning of one of his verses was just so dope, and he had the smallest snippet put you in a place where you had to understand. He said, we each have a star. All we have to do is find it, and once you do, everyone who sees it will be blinded. They'll fear that you're right and say you have no future. When you turn your back, same cats will try to shoot you. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's looking within yourself and finding that inner peace and finding that light, shining it so bright to the world that they don't even know what to do with it. They're not ready to receive it. You see what I'm saying? But like, that's what we're gonna do to the league with a healthy D-line. We have those stars, and we're gonna shine bright. And when when those offensive linemen see it, they're gonna be blinded. And they're gonna fear that we right. And all of them offensive linemen is gonna say they ain't got no future against us. And believe you me, we ain't turning our backs. we coming up under your pads and we get into your quarterback and we stopping your running back. And that's it.
Hey, hold on. Let me put my phone in right quick, man. Keep talking.
Yes,
I hear you.
But life will be a beautiful thing with this defensive line. And when they come through and they give people the frustration and, you know what I'm saying, the headaches, it's going to be real hard to match. There ain't going to be nothing nobody can do. They're going to be so upset. And to be honest with you, you just got to look at the dudes and look at what all of them bring to the table. The nastiness that Kinlaw brings automatically scares you because you don't know what you're going to get from him. Has he really learned to slow down and stop giving the 140%? Or is he going to just give 140% because he feels like it? You know, with Armstead, you go back to 2019 and tell yourself, damn, this dude led the team in sacks. So if I put the right people on the edge again, now I got to worry about his big ass. 6'7" with damn 12-foot wingspan and crap. I don't want to deal with that. D4.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
Exactly. D4. If that man is gonna wind up coming off the edge like he used to, I gotta be worried about that because get off is nasty.
And he ain't gonna do much.
That's one thing I can say. You don't have to do it. Get off nasty.
D4 get off so fast. You like, was he offsides? Like that's how fast you get off.
Yeah.
You got what? Damn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if he can just do a little bit of that.
And Bosa, we already know what he do when he healthy.
Oh, that's why I ain't mentioning.
Yeah, you know when he healthy, you know what he gonna bring to the table. It's in his bloodline. The boy was probably, I guarantee you, he was in his mama's womb trying to rush her ovaries or something. When he came out, man, you know what I'm saying? He over there doing 3-point stance on her uterus. She keep having to pee because he in there going, hut, he ready.
Man. What is you
all gas,
doing
no brakes. I'm telling you, man, that's what it was. You know, he probably came out the womb and they probably didn't say it's a boy. They said it's D lineman. That's exactly what happened.
It's an edge rusher.
Yeah, it's an edge rusher. And his daddy looked at me. Yeah, I know. You know, that's what his brother was. So he gonna be the same way. That's just how it is. Some people have those types of bloodlines. I'm anxious as well to see what these young DBs do. Patrick Surtain II, J.C. Horn. I want to see what those dudes do. They got the bloodlines. And I'm going to watch Asante Samuel Jr. like a hawk. Because you know what I loved about his daddy? His daddy was a ball hawk.
Dog. He's a dog, yeah.
He was that. And see, people look and they always say, man, you know, what about being a willing tackler? I don't need to tackle shit if I got the ball. Wouldn't be worried about hitting the ball.
Right.
I'm trying to find the ball. I kid you not. I had fun when I played football with my boys because we would play the grass, we'd play in the street, play sideline pop, all that.
It didn't matter what we played.
I played defensive back every time. And then look at you and tell you, Deanna give you a headache. And I had a couple of my buddies that went on to play college ball, and they look and they be like, God damn, he little, but he's scrappy. He drives you insane. Because I like to jam at the line.
Like that dog
I want all the smoke. I'm here in your face.
All of it.
All of it. Don't matter who it was. I remember when I was in high school, I had
speaking of that.
Yeah. I had when we ran track, obviously football, they would do their thing. Sometimes the head coach would have them run with us to get their form right. So when they running and everything, you know, they able to build their speed. And coach looked at me and he said, Dion. I said, yeah. He said, I got a receiver out here says he can make you look stupid. I said, I ain't worried about that right now, man. I got track practice. He said, well, nah, man, you know, looks like practice is over. I said, oh, nah, man. I said, man, I ain't worried about that, please. And I remember this dude about 6'4". So he comes over, man, you worthless, man. You ain't nobody. You ain't nothing. Bro, look, man, my mama taught me a long time ago, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Your mouth ain't doing nothing. Unless you really want to get on that field, this is wasting my time. Sure enough, we get on the field.
Talking loud, ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, we get on the field. He looked at me and he said, "You sure you want to line up that close?" And I said, "Why not? You afraid?" He goes, "I'm just saying." I'm like, "Okay, I have nothing to say, man. You know, run whatever route you want to run. Talk to your quarterback. Do what you feel is best for yourself."
Right.
So he goes. He run a quick little slant. He got me. That's cool. So he looked dead at me. He said, "I'm gonna run a go route. I'm gonna take you up top." So I don't think you want to do that. And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because I know your quarterback personally. I know how he throws the football. I've been watching him play football for a long time. I know where the ball's going to be, and I'm going to pick it off. So I don't want you to do that to yourself." And he goes, "You're short." And I said, "Okay."
Okay.
He looked dead at him. Carlos, hey, give him that go route. Carlos said, "Okay." He runs the go route. I didn't pay attention to him the whole time. I just paid attention to Carlos. I had no reason to pay attention to him because I knew who the ball was going to be. And sure enough, he saw that at the last second. And I picked it off and I handed it to him. I was like, "You good?" He just looked at me. Coach looked at me. He said, "Thanks, Dion." I said, "Oh, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome." And he only did that to bring dude's ego down. You know, because when you're in high school, you're 6'4", you already headed to about 200. You're feeling yourself. So
right.
He was like, "I need somebody to bring his ego down, and I need somebody to do it that's not his size." And that's how I just did that. And I looked, and he said,
"Yeah, man, you little dude too."
Yeah. He never lived that one down. People bothered him, but I never said nothing. I left it alone after that. I went back to running track, being my normal self. I like to be unpopular in school because I did shit outside of school. I didn't want nobody to know nothing about me. And yeah, man, that got around, and everybody everybody come to me, "Yo, D, you freaked him like that?" I'm like, "Oh man, y'all leave that dude alone, man. Let him look." That was nothing, Coach P, man. Coach P wanted to break him down a little bit. That I ain't doing that. Tell me about if you want to talk to me about some track or something, then I'm gonna put it out there that I burnt somebody or something like that. But I ain't, man, that was a little I'm not worried about that. But these dudes on this line will produce and produce in abundance. There will be no headaches, no mess ups, no screw ups, no nothing.
Pressure bust
outside of injury. Pressure will bust pipes, and the pipes are the offensive line. And I'm going to tell you right now, quarterbacks are going to think that it's flooding and that they're gasping for air, trying to make sure that they don't drown in a sea of red and gold.
Hey, quarterback, like, can y'all block one of them?
Yeah, it's just one. It's one.
They all back here.
You know, I was going to take y'all out to dinner this week. I ain't taking y'all no damn where if you don't block nobody. You know, yeah, you like that steak from Ruth Chris, don't you? Uh-huh. You want it, you better start blocking people. Take you out to dinner, cost me almost $500. And you sitting here playing like you worth $2. You know, it be like that.
Holding my face every time, and it's 7
right?
Yeah.
It be like that, man. But these quarterbacks, I'm telling you, it's the only quarterback in the quarterbacks in our division simply go, and I always look at it like this. I'm going to go Russell. Now I'm going to go Stafford. I'm going to give Stafford that credit because he is better than Kyler Murray. He's been around for a long time.
Right.
It'll be Kyler. Right. And it'll be Jimmy. I can't necessarily put Trey in there because he hasn't started. He hasn't played. I don't know what he does and does not bring to the table. And I don't know if he's going to start or not. And even if he does, he has to be at the end of the pack because we don't know what we're going to get from him. And I'm not going to automatically put him ahead of Kyler Murray. He's got to prove himself. Everybody does. You know what I'm saying? What people don't realize is Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees had real shitty first seasons. Very bad first seasons. Don't believe me? Look it up. Really ugly.
It happened.
Really
ugly. Joe Montana too.
Oh yeah. His first season wasn't spectacular.
So hey, it happened.
Yeah. So I mean, like, people to put that kind of pressure on the kid, you got to understand, man. It's still a learning curve, and this is a complicated offense. You don't just walk in and just Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's kind of similar to what I did there. All right, cool, got it. You know, certain plays are commonplace across the league. Certain
Right.
defenses, you cover twos, you cover threes, you cover fours, certain things like that. They're commonplace. But playing QB is different everywhere you go. Unfortunately, look what happened to Alex Smith. All those damn offensive coordinators, and the young man wound up being bounced around the league like ping pong ball for a little bit, as far as that goes.
Right.
But, we're going to go ahead and end it there. Appreciate you, Kev, for taking the time out to come through.
That's all good, man.
And
my charger downstairs wasn't working, man.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, and definitely we're gonna do this. Yeah, I like that right there. That SF in the back, that's dope. I like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you got it. You got to rep all the time. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, man. Come on, man. It's everywhere.
That's always what it is. But yeah, man.
Born and raised, baby. Born and raised.
Hey, look, man, and people look at me and they see me in LA and they go, "Dang, man, how you a 49er fan?" I never liked the Rams and I never liked the Raiders. Didn't care for either team. I was a 49er fan and I wasn't finna change that for nobody. But yeah, man, y'all can catch Silverado Kev on Twitter at Silverado Kev. Y'all can catch him on Real Talk Niners Talk. If y'all have not subscribed to that channel, definitely do. Let me tell you something. The commentary is priceless. And man, yo, dude with the soundboard be having me dead. Oh, he be having me.
Hey, Don be on it. Don be on it.
He be on it, boy. I was crying. First time I saw one of the videos, I cried. I cried because he had it. You here, lad? He was coming to America.
Shout out Don, man. Shout out Don,
hey, man. He is a mastermind with
Don, Juju, Dave, man. A shout out, man.
Oh, man. Dollar Bill,
check Will. Out, man. Real Talk Niner Talk, baby.
Yes, sir. Y'all have y'all
Dollar Food too.
Hey. Dollar Food, since he been calling in on Rombo show, man. That's why when he was trying to remember, he was like, nah, I know him. And then that's when he said my name. I'm like, yeah, because he be on there, man. We be chatting it up, man. Dollar Bill's cool. He's such a cool dude, man, And yeah, he take his Jimmy G to a whole other level, man. Yeah, if you just put him on with a show, strictly about he had you dying, man. You be sitting there just struggling, trying to figure it out, man. But yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening to us. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. Be safe, be blessed, and most of all, stay faithful.